Hello. Today I want to pay tribute to Pope Francis, who has died at the age of 88 at 7:35 a.m. this morning, which is Easter Monday and also the mystical date of birth of the city of Rome. But anyway, Pope Francis has passed into eternity, and I want to pay tribute to this wonderful, kind, humorous, intelligent, and spiritual man. He has changed so many things. His appearance, his personality made things better in this world. I've never seen a pope before who has talked so much about the Holy Spirit in his first 3 or 4 weeks of his papacy back then in 2013. And he was an encourager of the charismatic renewal, not only within the Catholic Church, but also worldwide. And the day is remarkable. The day after Easter, where he had his last appearances, just the day after. It also reminds me of Father Peter Hocken, who was a key figure in the Catholic charismatic renewal, who only a few days after the big celebration of the 50th anniversary of the Catholic charismatic renewal, you saw his work and what he was striving for complete, and he was moved to tears as we sat together in a small circle after the celebration. And also there is a connection to Pope Francis, of course, because Pope Francis said, when you have this gathering where you expect 70,000 individuals from all the world to celebrate, please don't go into a stadium where nobody sees you, go right into the city. And so the city of Rome was almost shut down at the center around Circus Maximus, where the week of celebration took place. And it was a great sight, 70,000 attendants praising the Lord, singing in tongues, and the traffic around was shut down. The streets were empty. Can you imagine that in Rome? Only Pope Francis and the pandemic could do that. Pope Francis showed up and gave his greetings, and that was a great moment, of course. He built bridges to the apostle of the poor, built bridges to the apostle of the rich, like people like Kenneth Copeland from the Faith movement. And he was not afraid of making contact with all these people. And that shows the big heart of this man, who was an example of humility. And as many of you might know, that I've had the privilege to meet him in 2005, just before the conclave that elected Pope Benedict. Cardinal Bergoglio at that time, he was second after Benedict. We met Pope Francis, the then Cardinal Bergoglio of Buenos Aires, in his episcopal palace. He rented for free 2 offices to Youth with a Mission, to have a 24/7 prayer room and also have there an office. When we met him, from my perspective, he was a rather small man. I forgot almost everything we did there, except that Charles Whitehead asked if we could pray for him and bless him. And he said, yes, please do. And then he knelt before us and we could lay hands on him and pray for him and bless him. And believe it or not, while we laid hands on him and prayed for him, God spoke to me and says he will be Pope. But I was so tired because we came directly after a 13 hours flight from the airport directly to this reception. I wasn't sure if that was from God, but I felt it very strongly, but I hadn't courage to tell him. I was relieved because when Pope Benedict was elected, I thought I misheard, because, of course, in my imagination, I thought he would be next Pope. But that was not what the Lord has said. And can you imagine my surprise when in 2013 Pope Francis came out? And that was my story, my Pope Francis story, as many of believers in the world who have met him or seen him would have, I guess. So these were my thoughts about Pope Francis and his passing.